If you don't understand what's happening this Tuesday in the White House, you are going to be completely blindsided by the single biggest financial reset of our lifetime. A final battle for the future of your money is taking shape as we speak, and we're about to break down exactly what is at stake.
All right, let's get right into it. We've got a major Clarity Act update. This Tuesday, February 10th, an unprecedented meeting is going down at the White House. For the very first time, senior policy staff from the titans of the old guard, we're talking JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citi, Wells Fargo, are sitting down to face off against the dream team representing Ripple and Coinbase. This is it, the ultimate showdown between legacy finance and the digital future. And look, don't get it twisted, this isn't some friendly chat about a few minor rules. This is an existential war. It's a battle between two fundamentally different financial models. And right at the heart of it all is the battle for your yield. So, how does the old guard even operate? Well, their entire empire is built on one thing: fractional reserve banking. You know the deal. It's the system where they take your deposits, are only required to hold a tiny fraction of it, and then lend out the rest. It's been the bedrock of their power for 100 years. But the Dream Team, they're walking in with a completely different playbook, one based on what some are calling the Genius Act. And the core idea is simple: full reserve stablecoins. Every single digital dollar is backed one-to-one by secure, real-world assets. This isn't money created out of thin air. It's verifiable value, and it offers a level of stability that just completely threatens the old system. And this chart right here, this is exactly why the banks are absolutely terrified. Just look at the yield war. Your deposit in a traditional bank is earning you, maybe 0.1% if you're lucky. Meanwhile, a hypothetical, fully backed digital dollar, let's call it RLUSD, could safely offer you 5%. They know for a fact that if you're allowed to earn a real yield like that, their entire business model is dead. They are fighting to keep you trapped in that 0.1% world. So it really boils down to this, and I'm asking you directly. When you see these two options side by side, where would you rather keep your money? The answer is pretty obvious, isn't it? And that's exactly why this fight is so intense. But don't think for a second that the crypto industry is just walking into this meeting hoping for the best. Oh no, they've brought a massive political weapon with them to Washington. And what kind of weapon is that? It's a $193 million weapon. That is the war chest that's been put together by Fairshake, the pro-crypto super PAC, and it's all aimed squarely at the 2026 midterm elections. And the message they're sending to D.C., to every single politician, Democrat and Republican alike, it could not be clearer. You either get on board and support pro-crypto legislation like the Clarity Act, or this $193 million is going to be used to fund your opponent. This is political hardball at the highest level. Okay, so you've got this epic political battle raging in D.C. But how does that connect to what's happening in the markets right now? Well, here's the big twist. While everyone else seems to be panicking, the smart money is doing the exact opposite. They are making big moves and they're buying while you're selling. Right now, market sentiment is just in the gutter. I mean, the fear and greed index for XRP has cratered to a 5. A 5. That's not just fear anymore, that is extreme fear. And to most people, that looks like a full-blown crisis. But to a seasoned investor, that is a massive signal. Think about that. We're talking about one of the lowest readings in the entire history of digital assets. And what that's screaming to people who know what they're looking for is historic accumulation zone. See, extreme fear isn't always the time to panic sell. For some, it's the absolute best moment to position themselves before the crypto winter finally ends. And this pressure isn't just happening here, it's global. You see Gemini literally fleeing the UK and Europe, shutting down all their accounts there by April 6th because of all the regulatory friction. This global shakeout is forcing everyone's hand, and it's making the United States the final, decisive battleground for the future of crypto. It's pretty wild, right? All this fear in the air. So I gotta ask you, what do you think is really driving it? Is it the regulatory chaos, the political showdown? I'm throwing a poll up on the community tab right now. Go vote and let me know what you think is behind all this. But here's where it gets even deeper. To really get why the old guard is fighting so hard, you have to realize this battle didn't start today, or even this year. Newly surfaced files suggest this fight to control digital currency has been going on behind the scenes for more than a decade. Now, before we break down what analysts are finding in these files, including secret emails that mention a Bitcoin task force at the US Treasury, let me be crystal clear. If you are watching this without a subscription, you are missing the alerts. Click subscribe right now to stay on the timeline. Okay, so get this. Emails that have surfaced from the Jeffrey Epstein files suggest that way back in 2011, there were already conversations about coordinating a Bitcoin task force with insiders at the US Treasury. This raises a huge question. Has the establishment been trying to get a handle on digital money from the very beginning? A lot of analysts are now looking at this week's showdown as the final chapter of a decade-long power struggle. And right now, you can bet that analysts are tearing these files apart, searching for any link, any connection to former top dogs at the SEC and Treasury. We're talking big names like Hinman, Clayton, and Summers. Everyone's trying to figure out just how deep this rabbit hole goes. So let's pull all of this together. While the fear and greed index is hitting historic lows, the smart money is moving in, getting ready for the end of the crypto winter. Gemini is fleeing Europe. The big banks are panicking in DC. The world is deciding the future of money right now. We are at the ultimate inflection point of 2026. The guardrails are being built. The reset is moving forward. And this Tuesday's meeting is going to decide the rules of the road for the next decade. Because what this all comes down to is which path we're going to take. There are really three potential models for money on the table. First, you've got stablecoins, the crypto industry's vision of privately issued but fully backed money on global rails. Second, there are CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. That's government-issued money with total sovereign control. And third, you have tokenized deposits, which is the bank's move. It's basically their old system just wrapped up in new tech. The outcome on Tuesday is going to push us hard toward one of these three futures. Look, this is all happening in real time. If you want live updates from inside that White House meeting as it goes down, you have to be on my Telegram. Scan the QR code on your screen right now or hit the link in the description to join. That's where you'll get the intelligence first. So here we are. The situation is crystal clear. The banks are in a full-blown panic. The regulators are finally being forced to make a move. And we know what crypto's $193 million political weapon is. But the biggest question still remains. What is the Dream Team's secret countermove inside that meeting room? And we break down exactly what it is in our next Crypto Global News briefing, which you can watch by clicking the box right here. For all our US viewers, you need to understand this is critical intelligence you cannot afford to miss. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in there.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.